Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's start with the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Erasing Primer, and I'm just going to put that in my T-zone. Then moving on to foundation, I'm mixing my e.l.f. BB cream and then my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea water foundation with this e.l.f. pointed foundation brush, and I really like the two of these mixed together because of just how lightweight it feels on the skin and just the coverage that I get, and obviously the color of the foundation like I've mentioned in previous videos. Obviously I'm blending it out with a beauty blender, but you don't need to see that. I was kind of in a rush for school. And then I just concealed with the e.l.f. Lifting Concealer. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I really like this concealer, not just because it brightens up the under eye, but it just gives some really good coverage for being a really inexpensive drugstore concealer, and I like that. To set and brighten up the under eye, I'm using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche, and then I'm using this concealer brush and I am just putting that powder right under my eye so there's no creasing, and also to just brighten up that concealer a little bit more. Continuing using it, I'm just going to take this e.l.f. contouring brush, and since this is more of an intense look, I wanted to contour instead of bronze, and use this contouring brush, which gives me a really harsh contour line on my cheek. I'm still kind of learning how to do my contour, but I think it turned out okay. I still have a lot more to learn, obviously. And to blend in that contour more, I'm just taking this bronzing and blush brush from Crown just to blend it out a little bit more. I kind of regretted doing this, but I'm taking this e.l.f. blush palette and I'm taking the darkest maroony like red color and the peachy color on the e.l.f. stipple brush to have more of a natural finish, but my cheeks turned out really rosy. And then for highlight, I'm taking the e.l.f. highlight in Blush Gems, and I really love this highlight because it's such a natural like coverage, but then if you put it on a certain way, it could be very intense looking, and that's why I use this smaller crease brush for eyeshadow because it just applied it more intensely. And then to prime the eyelids, I'm taking the e.l.f. eyelid primer, and yes, I did just smell it and got some of it on my nose because it smelled like the NYX soft matte lip creams, and I was just like, oh, well, that's surprising. But I'm just blending this out with my finger all over the lid. And then going in with the Tartlette and Bloom palette, I'm taking this shade right here, which is probably Flower Child or something, and I am putting that on my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush to just set that eyelid primer down. Going with my Beauty Treats palette, I'm going to take the reddish shade right there on the same brush and just kind of place that all over the lid as a transition shade almost, but like all in the crease and all over the lid itself because I'm going to put darker colors on my lid. To make it more red, I'm going in with that blush palette and I'm using the same brush as before, and then just putting that in my crease more and a little bit on my lid as well, but that's just to intensify the redness of the look that I was going for. Taking the shade Leader in the Tartlette and Bloom palette on this IT Cosmetics blending crease brush. This is just to intensify and deepen up the crease, and I kind of went a little ham with this and the next shadow, but that's okay. I'm just blending in windshield wiper motions and also in circular motions to blow it out, and I just build it up to the intensity that I want, and I just only put a little bit of product on my brush at a time so that way I'm not going in and just like throwing it onto my eyeball. I'm not sure what the exact name of this palette is, but I'm going in with this deep matte brown shade on that same brush to deepen up the crease to give it more of a warm but like darker tone than that red gave me, and also to just throw in a different color than just like the reds in there because you need a little bit of contrast. I did this and it looked like someone punched me in the eyeball, and that's what can happen if you use shades like this and you don't blend them properly and you go too far into your crease or too much above your crease, but it was okay. Continuing on, I'm using this really deep maroony red color that has some shimmer in it on this like shader brush, this like small like eyeshadow packer shader brush. I'm taking the Wet n Wild setting spray and just spraying that a little bit to get it wet, and then I'm going to put it right on my eyelid, and that's just going to intensify like the shimmer in it. And I really liked how deep this color is. It's more of like a purpley red color. Then to highlight the brow bone and inner corner, I'm just going to be going in with this really soft pinky champagne color. And I'm using that same highlighting brush that I used, and I'm going back and also adding the highlighting shade on top of that eyeshadow. Moving on to the lower lash line, I'm taking that first shade that I use and this red shade from the blush palette, mixing them together, using them on a crease brush, and then putting that right under the lash line, smoking it out a little bit. Then going in with my Crown Smoky Liner brush, I just went into Leader in the Tartlette palette, and I am putting that right on my lash line. Then to make the look even darker, I'm using this Avon eyeliner pencil and putting that in my waterline and in my tight line as well. For mascara, I'm just going to use the e.l.f. Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara. Then I'm going to set my face with the Wet n Wild setting spray. And then for the lips, I'm going to line my lips with an Avon Nude Lip Liner. And then I'm going in with the NYX Lingerie Ruffle Trim color. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I'll see you next time.